morning, everyone.
Good morning, guys and gals.
Episode
20. 20, here we are.
Who'd have thought?
In it.
Eh?
In it. We're going strong, going steady,
I like it.
and always upwards.
I'm proud of us.
Of course.
It's consistent.
Absolutely.
So we're on episode 20, so it's going to be a good one. I mean, obviously, a lot has happened at the moment. We were going to do something in a anniversarial tone.
Yeah.
But instead, we're going to talk about, if you didn't already know, and the stuff that happened last week.
Stuff last week, yeah.
So two things have happened. This is going to be more of less of a news kind of thing, and more of a...
Call it a recap.
A recap?
Of last week's kind of events in the PS5 event world and Nintendo Switch kind of world.
Yeah. So basically, two things have happened. There was a Nintendo Direct, and there was the PS5 reveal, price reveal. So, what did you? I'm just gonna say, what did you think? After, what was your initial thoughts of the whole thing? Was there anything that stood out to you?
Yeah.
And was there anything that made you go, okay, this could have been better? And also, what did you think of the price?
I mean, as far as the price goes, it was kind of what I expected, to be honest with you. I mean, it's coming up, was it 450? Yeah. So, yeah, that was kind of my... I mean, I was guessing about 500 before, so 450 is kind of
I thought
nearly
499. I was thinking 499.
Yeah, but they've sort of
450 is all right.
450 is all right, and that's for the main one. So that's for the disc, and that's for the disc one, isn't it?
That's for the disc one.
Yeah.
It's like 80-90 pounds cheaper if you go if you go with the digital.
Digital
version.
Yeah. I mean, when I eventually get one, it will be the disc one, I think. But
I honestly don't see the point of getting the digital one.
No,
for
not
now.
really.
For now, I mean, maybe down the road, it might be worth it. But for a while, I personally don't think there's any point.
No, none for me neither.
Because you're still going to be playing games from previous.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's probably more useful, because if you're gonna, unless you keep your PS4 out, which is fine, but usually if you got your PS5, you're gonna get your old games out, because it does play PS4 games.
Exactly.
So you're just gonna keep going. So I think that makes sense.
Exactly. And you can imagine, like, a lot of us up to this point have got like still a huge back catalogue of PS4 games that we need to get through. I'm mostly talking about me, obviously.
Yeah.
But
got Steam stuff to get through.
Yeah. So but yeah, no, on the whole, I thought it it was a reasonable price. I thought, yeah, okay, that's fair. That's completely fair. Some of the trailers looked good. I mean, a couple of them we had seen snippets of before in the previous months. Namely like Spider-Man and Resi Village, which we'll touch more on. But I thought it was good generally. What did you?
Man,
what did you take away
Final
from
Fantasy 16. I was done.
Oh yes, Square Enix's Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Square Enix, Devil May Fantasy.
Yeah.
This kind of character-driven, action-orientated character piece. Piece.
It did like epic.
Game of Thrones, Final Fantasy 11 vibe. Which I loved.
Yeah.
It's made by the guys. It clearly looks, and even the music, right? It really looks like it's made by... I'm not sure, but I would be pretty confident it's made by the guys that made Final Fantasy 14.
Okay.
That team, just by the style, the art style, the choices and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked...
To be fair, it does look very good, and I'm even looking at it thinking, oh, I could probably play that.
Yeah. It looks great. And I mean, I love turn-based RPGs, like the Final Fantasy genre has pretty much always been. But like, I think 15 was when they were like, we're going to take this in a different direction now.
Yeah.
And obviously, when they did 15, they were like, we're going to go in the more kind of action orientated. And then when they converted 7 Remake Part 1, that was like, okay, we can definitely do this.
Yeah.
Whilst also keeping it somewhat turn-based with the classic mode.
Yeah.
So I think looking at both of those and then going, we could definitely try and make something that kind of
revolutionizes it, but still kind of keeps the same core feeling of what you get from a Final Fantasy.
Yeah, the core exactly.
You know what I mean? In the turn-based stuff and, all of the other bits and pieces. So yeah, obviously they've, like you say, they've made a success with it with 7.
Yeah,
so
and I think it's going to work.
Yeah, if this is going to be their blueprint going forward, then sure, why not?
And I think it's gory. There was like blood in it.
I was going to say this actually. There was people getting just gaffled.
There's
blood everywhere
and blood everywhere. I was like, this is very new.
Yeah, this is different for Final Fantasy. So they're obviously like, okay, but okay, boys and girls, enough of this kiddie stuff. Yeah,
let's just turn it up to 11.
Let's just turn it up.
Even 7 wasn't bloody at all.
No, not at all.
The remake I'm talking about wasn't bloody at all. So for them to have like, you see in the trailer that there was like a guy gets his head cut off or something and there's blood all over the kid's face.
Yeah.
Then it looks like Ifrit's mauling someone and the guy's screaming for his life.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yo.
People are just having flesh go missing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and that's probably another reason why I looked at it thinking, okay, because I like a little bit of nastiness here. And
there. I like it when it just makes it feel more not real but like visceral.
Just something a bit more visceral about it.
So I was all in. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
I was instantly sold on that. The Devil May Cry Special Edition. Now that you can play as
Virgil. Yeah.
That was pretty cool. That looked good.
Looked like a really, really good trailer. And I still haven't had the chance to play DMC5 yet.
It's a good game. To me, it felt quite short. I think they are quite short games anyway. It's more about replayability with those games.
Right, yeah.
You've got this, do it again, but do it differently.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's something that I would go back to play as Virgil.
Really, why?
I really enjoyed the story. I loved the game. I enjoyed the game as a whole.
Yeah.
But I didn't enjoy it so much that I would go back and redo the whole thing again just because there's a new character. For me, I completely understand why people like to experience a game and go back and do it again. But that game didn't hold me enough that I was like, I would love to do this again with a different character.
Okay, fair play.
But it's a great game. It was a lot of fun to play. It was so good to see Dante and Virgil again. And Nero. I really enjoyed it. So that was a cool announcement. That was pretty good. Spider-Man Miles Morales, man. Yeah. Release day game.
Yeah.
Confirmed. That bridge battle, man, that looks so good. What an incredible set piece.
Can we just assume that anytime we see a bridge in a film or a game that looks like that, the bridge is getting done.
Yeah, like because A-Day in Avengers was on the Golden Gate, wasn't
exactly,
it?
Exactly. So
that's true. Actually, they do love a good bridge, don't they?
They do love a good bridge, man.
I think it's because it like ups the stakes, and you know, there's you can get pretty dramatic with it.
You can. I mean, I think back to when Magneto. Was it the first or second X-Men film? I can't remember.
I think it was actually the third.
Wow, was that the third one?
Where he moved the bridge.
Wow, Jesus.
I think it was I think that was Last Stand.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. But yeah, I mean, I remember that scene and just thinking, Jesus, man.
But they love a good bridge. There's so many things when it's like, I mean, even there was, Spider-Man, but it didn't have so much as they didn't damage the bridge, but it was on the bridge when Green Goblin made the Tobey Maguire one.
Yeah.
Made him choose.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do love a good bridge. I think it's a lot of the time as well. You can get the skyline in it. And,
exactly. I mean, even like Far From Home was on Tower Bridge. Was it Far From Home?
That was on Tower Bridge. Yeah.
Our bridge over here.
Yeah, true.
I mean? They ran out of bridges, so they were like, they had to come over
London's
here.
Got a nice one still. Yeah, it's true, actually. Wow, I never thought of it like that. Yeah, they do love a good bridge.
Yeah, there's something about that. We might need to do an episode called just bridges or something.
Broken bridges. Yeah. Burnt bridges. I think that like the Miles Morales thing was really cool is that it didn't feel like a reskin of Spider-Man PS4. It didn't feel like you're just playing Peter with a different skin. This felt like it certainly, for me, it felt like it had more style. And it had a little bit more of Miles, his style in it.
Yeah, there was something definitely more individual to Miles Morales about this trailer, about his style. Like, you could see it in his fighting style.
And the music was great.
The music was really, really good. Good music choices there as well.
Phenomenal. He was really great. The only thing I noticed, and I'm sure this is part of the story. I mean, this is just... Obviously, we've only seen the trailer. Is he has that, I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically like a venom sting.
Yeah.
Doesn't that just look like he's got like electricity?
It did.
They've really turned it up.
It did.
And it's a bit like
he was going electro there, man.
Yeah, it was bordering on like this guy. and obviously like there was that moment where he barrels into the energy tanks or whatever it is, and it blows up.
Yeah.
And his energy goes into the tanks.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe that's amplified his ability, but I was like, no, I think they've actually just made a point of being
just juiced him.
Just juiced him. Like it's not subtle. Because before, like there was like because he's like chameleon and he can do the venom thing. And now it's like, dude's just firing bolts of lightning out of his hands.
Just out there, powerful.
So I'm curious to see if that's them just going, oh, we just really wanted to make a point of that skill, or if it's something story related.
Yeah.
But at the time, I remember my initial reaction was just like, yo, that's a lot of electricity.
Yeah. No,
like,
I thought the very same. I thought the very same thing. I mean, it almost seemed to take up a lot of the screen at one point. I thought, like you say, they seem to be making it a feature. I don't know if it's one of those things where we've seen it at that point in time, that's like a scale thing, like a power scale thing. So maybe he's most powerful there, but at the beginning of the game or something, it's very, very, watered down.
And that's cool, but just the representation of...
Yeah.
And it was this crazy and light everywhere and everything. I was just a bit like, oh, okay, that was my only thing where I was like, wow, that feels like a lot.
Yeah. But it did look like a lot of fun, though.
Oh, man.
It does look like a lot of fun.
Did you see the I Gotta Hold It Together which is becoming like
a
Spider-Man thing
That's
now.
another thing as well, man. It's the
subway car,
the boat,
and now the bridge. They all got to do it at some point, don't they?
Like, what else can this man hold together?
Well, that was because it was almost bordering on that cap. Toby did it first. The Spider-Man did it first with the subway train.
Yeah.
And then obviously, and then it reminds me of Cap's thing when he's holding on to the helicopter. It's just getting to a point. It's like
that wasn't for entertainment. That was for the ladies.
That was for him. Yeah. That was that idea of just like that thing of like, let me just show you I can hold this stuff together. So that was when they did it, I was like, okay, we're gonna do this again. That's gonna become almost like you're not a Spider-Man until you've tried to hold two things together.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I mean, that looked really great. I'm really, really looking forward to that. That's actually gonna be they're saying it's a standalone game, but it's not gonna be like a full length. It's more like a Lost Legacy kind of vibe. It's not gonna be full price.
Okay.
So it's cheaper, but I think it's going to be a lot shorter. I would say it's probably going to be around 6 hours.
Okay.
Not confirmed. That's me. That's me guessing.
Yeah.
But everyone's saying, it is standalone, but it is not like PS4 Spider-Man game. It's going to be.
Do you reckon
Lost Legacy style.
Do you reckon that they'll do like the last Spider-Man game and bolt on a couple of DLCs on it?
I hope so.
I think they should.
They should, and it would be silly for them not to. It would be crazy for them not to, actually, especially now, because I think there was a degree of, if you can get this out in time for PS5, it would be a great release title. So they were like, we can, but we can only do this much, but give us because the Spider-Man DLCs were great.
Yeah, they really were.
Hopefully they can do like a trilogy on the back of Miles Morales as well. Hopefully we'll see Peter in there or whatever. It could be pretty cool. So yeah, that was good. Call of Duty, same as always. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Right.
Those names are getting longer. The set piece they did was it looked like an assassination attempt with some guy on a plane.
Yeah.
It was a fun set piece. Did you see it?
I didn't see that one, no.
It was this fun set piece of, the guys coming in and attacking a guy on a plane, and the plane tries to take off. Then they're chasing the plane down the runway. Chaos ensues. They let a little RC car with the C4 on it go down the track and under the plane, blow it up, and it all just kicks off.
Yeah.
Awesome. Looked really, really fun.
Yep.
I've always wanted to do... I haven't even done the previous Call of Duty one, which was set in Piccadilly Circus in London.
Oh,
it had that amazing set piece where it was just a massive gunfight. In London. I want to do that, but I'm just not a Call of Duty fan enough to pay full price when the game comes out. So probably when Black Ops Cold War 2 comes out, I'll be on.
You'll be on
that one because it'll be on sale. I play Warzone. I enjoy it. I'm an Apex guy. But it's not enough for me right now to jump on a Call of Duty game. I'm just not into them.
That's fair. I mean, I've got respect for them, and I played a couple of the early iterations, but again, like you say, it's not something that I've wanted to vehemently stick to. Do you know what I mean?
The campaigns look great. It looks amazing. It looks really fun. I'm sure the people are gonna love it. But yeah, I'll wait a while for that one. Hogwarts Legacy. They dropped a trailer for that.
I did see that. That looked interesting.
Harry Potter RPG. Taking place in the late 1800s. This game puts you in the role of one of Mr. Potter's predecessors at the School for Wizarding. There wasn't much gameplay. It looks more kind of like I'm hoping it's kind of like a Dragon Age RPG style, third person RPG kind of thing. Yeah. It looks good. I found it interesting that the developers of the game have openly stepped up and gone, yeah, we have nothing to do with J.K. Rowling on this. She has very little input. Like we don't have anything. This is this game.
The controversy surrounding her.
Yeah, because they had to stand up and make a point of just saying, look, we made this game because we wanted to in this environment. We don't stand with J.K. Rowling. She had very little input in this game. They're really trying to distance themselves from her.
She's not
from some of the nonsense that she's kicking about.
Yeah, she's not done herself any favors, I don't think.
No, not at all. But
yeah,
look good.
It does look fun though.
It had some really nice looking moments. Yeah. So I always worry about these like Harry Potter things because they always feel like cash throw-ins, like, we'll just do a quick game here, quick game there.
Oh yeah, they're money spinners. Like, anything to do with Harry Potter is a money spinner,
like a quick buck.
Yeah.
Whereas this one actually feels like time has been spent, and it does have that RPG element to it. So I'll keep an eye on it. It's definitely one to watch. I mean, I'm trying to find something to fill the Dragon Age hole that was left after Inquisition. So we'll see.
Okay.
Resident Evil Village.
Yes, it's just something that I wanted to sort of pick apart a little bit.
Go ahead. Talk to me.
Go ahead. Well,
talk to me.
I mean, obviously, cast your mind back to the original teaser that we saw. You know, it was, it started outside. We saw a couple of periphery characters. We saw Dench Chris at the end of it.
That was ridiculous.
It was just a bit mad, wasn't it?
I'm getting to a point where I'm like, all right, calm down.
Just shrink his shoulders a little bit or something.
Because is that canon? Like, is it getting to the point where we see him in Resi 1, the remake? Yeah. On whatever, the Switch, on the GameCube or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Resi 2, we don't see him.
Yeah.
Resi 3, we don't. Resi 4, we do. Resi 4, we do. No, Resi 4,
no,
we don't.
No,
That's
Resi,
Leon.
Yeah, Resi 4 was Leon.
Resi 5, we do.
Right.
Now, he's Wedge in Resi 5, don't get me wrong.
Right. I didn't do
now
Resi
it just
5,
looks like, he's
overdone it.
He's on the booze.
Yeah.
He looks a bit haggard, but he's still
wide.
Wedge.
He's wide.
He's a wardrobe.
He's proper.
So I'm just a bit, it's weird. Anyway, sorry guys.
It's cool. But yeah, I liked the original teaser, and then seeing this trailer now, it's interesting in the direction that it's gone. It still had some of the flavor of the original trailer, but then there was the kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Like the Corpse Bride-esque silhouette-y animation, Tim Burton inspired.
That was an interesting take.
It was an interesting take, and I did think to myself, okay, like is this something we're going to experience? How's this going to work? I
always felt like Resi was always kind of, it grounded itself in, and I use the term loosely, reality. Like it was this kind of like,
sorry, what was that word?
Yeah, it was this kind, but you know what I mean? And I say that in a way of like, it never got to a point where it was always, it always took itself quite seriously.
It did, yeah.
And it never kind of stepped away into anything even remotely supernatural or fairy tale esque or anything like that.
Yeah.
It always said like, this is science that has changed people. They are bioweapons.
Yeah, and this
is
what
it is, and this is the result.
Yeah.
And as much as you want to try and add the word monster to it, it never was that. It was always bioengineered creatures. So it founded itself in science.
Yeah.
And with even in 7, it made a point of, it started off feeling a little bit supernatural, but by the end of it, it showed, no, it's still Resident Evil. It's still based in science, but there was that weird element with the girl.
Yes.
So I'm not going to go too far if you haven't played 7, but if you haven't and you're into survival horror, please do. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But it founded itself. Even then, it was like a little touch of supernatural with the girl. But at the end of the day, it was still science.
Yeah.
This feels like we're going down a fairy tale route. Like this feels like someone played Blair Witch.
Yeah.
And was like, let's get some woods involved. Let's start like a mythical tale.
Yeah.
And then even represent it in a kind of Tim Burton, Coraline kind of way.
Yeah.
Like stop motiony. And it feels like almost a real departure.
It does. I mean, I liked what I saw. Beg your pardon. I liked what I saw. And I liked that it kind of, I don't know, for lack of a better term, broke the tension, I guess. But it, like you say, it was a bit of a departure.
Yeah, from what we knew.
From what we knew. So it just left me thinking, what are they going to try here? Like,
yeah.
It's left me with so many questions.
Well, I mean, they might just do it again. You know, there might be a thing of, you know, with Resi 7, they were saying, oh, it looks like it's Texas Chainsaw, and then they kind of brought it back home, and it could be more of the same. You know, they could be saying, "Yo, look, it's supernatural and stuff," and we keep seeing his wife in the house, and we never see her face. It looks good.
It does.
I didn't like the trailer.
You didn't like it as a trailer as a whole?
It was just more of the same. It didn't add anything. I think they're
no, I suppose not.
They're trying to keep it so closed door, but it's like, I know this sounds weird, but it's the same thing from a different angle.
Yeah.
It's that idea of we can't really give anything away, which is fine.
Yeah.
But if you haven't got anything to show, then don't show anything.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get anything from that. It just felt like it could have been a Bloodborne trailer.
Yeah, no, fair play. I mean, it's a delicate balance, isn't it? Like, you know, when you release trailers, just how much. I mean, I'm always of the mind that you should always show as little as possible, but just give enough to keep people enticed for it, just to keep them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm very much kind of old school in a way like that, but yeah, the trailer did remind me a lot of Resident Evil 4, which I didn't finish for whatever reason, but it kind of had that
game.
Yeah, it was really good. I think I got through like 2/3 of it.
Yeah, they're remaking that as well, aren't they?
I'm all over it. But it did have that kind of village vibe that, you know...
Set in Spain, the whole thing.
Yeah, they're worshipping at something. Because that symbol came up again in this trailer. You know, the weird symbol that kind of looks like a fetus, but not really.
Well, it's people now, isn't it? They're kind of stepping away from zombies.
Yeah.
And it's coming into view. And, you know, Chris being the bad guy is a hell of a thing. Potentially, yeah. And werewolf-esque stuff going in. That's going to be really scary. I'm going to struggle with that.
Do you know what? It's almost as though it's going to kind of head for an almost Lovecraftian sort of.
Well put.
I think we're in that paradigm now, and it was something that that he was talking to me about the other day. That you know, like with Lovecraft Country and. Oh man,
I love that show so much.
We should probably do an episode on that.
We should do an episode on
Lovecraft Country. Just cheekily, just no games, just Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, that show is incredible. Anyway, don't open that door.
No, just close that.
Yeah. It's just if you can watch it.
Yeah.
Go on.
Those who know. No, that was it really. It's just kind of I think it's kind of going to head for that sort of feel.
That vibe.
Yeah, that vibe. But we'll see. I'm very interested, and I'm still.
I hope they don't go too supernatural. Sorry.
No, you're quite right. Because then it will just start getting a little bit too...
It's not... It just feels like it wouldn't be Resi anymore.
Yeah, there'll be no tangibility left. Because like you say, it was set in a certain kind of realism, which was based on science. And that's what made it successful. Like, you could grab onto that. You can we've all studied science at school. Yeah. At least.
Even if it was just like new made up stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It would still be like, okay, this is great because...
Yeah, you can grab onto that. If it starts getting a little bit too down the rabbit hole, too down the fairy tale hole, or just too supernatural, then that's where it will start losing. Yeah, that's where it'll start getting a bit.
For sure. And then, so they dropped the price point, $450. I'm calm. I'm cool with that.
Yep.
They dropped a little God of War Ragnarok trailer. As soon as we heard that guy's voice, I was in next year as well, because I thought it'd be at least 2022.
Yeah.
At least. Yeah. So it's probably going to be November 2021. But Yeah, I'm in. That's day one.
You know that game is going to be
great. The guy, Corey Balrog, I want to say Barlog.
Is it Balrog?
Balrog. Anyway, him, this is the director.
Balrog.
He seems like a really sound guy.
Yeah.
Really good at what he does. So yeah, I have no qualms about that game being amazing.
That game is going to be serious. And you know what? I was saying to myself that if they release like a slimline God of War version of the PS5,
all day,
I'm having
They're
it.
gonna do a PS5 Slim. They do every time, don't they?
I'm having it.
And then so everyone was really happy. We were like, we're gonna go away, and any day now they're gonna drop the old PS5 pre-order dates, and everyone's getting ready. They're sold out.
In what? How long was it? Like 10 minutes or something?
10 minutes.
Ridiculous.
And it was just one of those things that everybody lost their minds.
Yeah. Rightly so. I mean,
yeah,
to say the least.
Like, you're sitting there like, guys, what? Yeah. And it was this whole thing of, they were saying PlayStation 5 pre-orders weren't supposed to start until Thursday, September 17th. This is from Polygon. Perhaps you expected to be notified of said pre-orders if you signed up to get a heads up on Sony PS5 website. Instead, orders for the PS5 are seemingly open at most big retailers, which would be great, except for the fact that nearly everyone is failing at throwing hundreds of dollars at Sony right now. Someone's getting fired.
Yeah, someone kind of messed up with that one.
So literally the next day, there was no because Xbox turned around and said, on this day, at this time, 11 in the morning, this stuff is going to go on pre-order. Get ready. Here's the thing. Go. None of that from Sony. Someone dropped the ball, and it was literally like someone said something, and then the second that the real event ended, everyone just started opening their doors, and everything went out.
Yeah.
Amazon was gone, and people are livid. YouTube blew up. And
I've not seen any of those videos.
Blew up, and then Sony are like, "Oh, we're really sorry. Like, we didn't, it didn't come from us." It's like, come on, man.
You're Sony. You know what you're doing.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then PS5 turns around. The PS5 pre-orders. Amazon obviously cleaned house.
Yeah.
So not only have they gone, we're really sorry, we didn't tell anyone when the pre-orders are going on sale, and then they went on sale and we lost them all. Amazon have now turned around and gone, and you might not get it on time,
What?
Yeah. So now, securing a PlayStation 5, again, this is from Polygon, securing a PlayStation 5 pre-order has proven tricky over the last few days, as nearly every retailer seems to sell out their stock the second it goes up. Amazon appeared to be in a good bet for many PS5 hopefuls, but now anyone who got a pre-order from the retail giant might want to think about backup options, at least if they want their console to arrive on November 12th, the PS5's US release date, because everywhere else in the world, Europe doesn't get it till a week later.
Yeah.
So now they're saying, what did they say? You may not receive this item on the day it is released due to high demand. We'll make every effort to get the item to you as soon as possible.
Ruined
once released. Right?
Christmas's mashup.
They're saying,
doesn't matter.
Customers can track their order via the Amazon website and, should they wish, cancel unshipped items. It's unclear if Amazon sent this email as a precaution to everyone who pre-ordered the PS5, but no one knows.
That's so out of order.
They've messed this up a few. Amazon have messed up the Nintendo Switch release, Animal Crossing releases. So this just in case thing, it's not sat outside the realms of possibility that some PS5 orders might arrive later than anticipated.
I mean, PS5
are saying they're making more as they go.
Making more as they go, yeah?
Yeah.
It seems weird that this has happened. Like, how do you mess up like that? It's
huge.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what kind of backup plan you could have. I mean, stay out of eBay for a start. I mean, I've seen a couple of heinous.
Tell me the thing you saw.
I've seen a couple of heinous.
Let's share that news.
Yeah. So please, guys and girls, listen closely. So,
bearing in mind, sorry, just before you start.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, the brand new retail price for a PS5 is £449.
£449.
Pounds.
Yeah.
Sterling.
£449.00. Yeah. But hear what? So a mate of mine I was talking to, he sent me a couple things that he saw on some eBays and some eBay type sites. I was like, all right, yeah, what you got for me? So he sent me this picture now of a PS5. PS5, brand new, 4K Blu-ray disc edition. PS5 confirmed pre-order. So
not even the thing.
So not even the physical ting, blood. Yeah. It's basically a photo right now.
Yeah. It's a screen grab of an email and people are buying.
Yeah, it's essentially a screen grab. So I'm like, all right, let me look at this thing. I've clicked it open now and I see the price tag is in it. All right. Guess the price tag, fam. Guess the price tag.
I reckon so. It's $450. Let's say $2,500.
Give me another one, innit? You ain't ready.
Up or down?
Go up.
Up. $6,000.
All right, let me just put you out, yeah? Let me just put you out.
Okay.
£20 postage, mind you, yeah? So let's just get the postage out.
Yeah, that's standard. All right, cool. That's minor.
Stamp price, yeah?
20 senseless waste.
Yeah. 25 bags.
Pound or?
£25,000.
What's the point?
25,000.
Now, there's nothing confirmed to say that will ever get bought.
I mean, I don't know.
Unless you're like an Emirati prince and you're just desperate for one. But then again, the funny thing is, didn't someone make a joke about an £8,000 gold PS5?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I saw that photo. And I just thought that can't be real.
That can't be real.
Yeah, that has got to not be real.
But I mean, this has happened before. I remember once when I was a kid and the PS2 came out and someone offered like 600 quid for it. And I'm like, okay, if it was, like I said, 450, £1,000, double the price.
Yeah.
Not ideal, but fair enough. But when you start getting into the tens of thousands and you genuinely think someone's going to pay for that, and chances are there's going to be some super wealthy bloke. But why would you pay 25 grand for something that's 500 quid? If you wait 3 months, 4 months.
Yeah.
I mean, this is me applying logic.
Yeah.
You could probably get another one. And 9 times out of 10, when these new consoles come out, the first gen always has an issue.
The thing is though, bro, right?
Yeah.
You're only talking about the first photo.
Oh, there's another one.
You ain't seen the second photo.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right, go on.
Bid's gone up, innit? Yeah. So
okay,
again, £20 postage.
I love that you feel the need to tell me what the postage is.
Just to ease them in gently. You know what I mean? Lull them into a false sense of security.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna let you guess. It's just £52,300. £52,300.
Pounds.
£52,300.
That's disgusting.
Who's doing that?
Who's doing that?
Who is doing it?
And this is the thing, like, people are selling pre-orders. Like, they're not even selling. They're not like, hey, look, I've got the console in stock. And if you buy it from me, I will send it to you. It's, I have confirmed paid for it.
Yep.
I have the pre-order.
Yep.
I can basically send you a screen grab of the, the confirmation email. Give me your money.
Yeah.
Has no one heard of Photoshop?
This is why all now I haven't got an eBay account. All now. I can't do it. Like, just out of principle, I can't do it.
Because there's going to be some artists out there that are just some con merchants that are trying to like...
Oh, yeah.
Photoshop some pre-ordered...
Easily. Easily.
I mean...
It's such a disgust. And do you know what? Like, if any of you listeners are out there are culpable in any of this, shame on you. Yeah. Shame on you. No, blatantly, because we don't respect that.
Nah.
Yeah.
Just
wait. Everybody should be even on this. We've all been waiting for this thing. We've all been waiting for, to pay the 450, 500 that we speculated. Just let us have that. Why you?
The question you should ask people like that when they're like, "Oh, I want to get one." I was like, "I want to get one." Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And then you turn to people and you go, "All right, look. Can you openly and honestly tell me that if you complete your entire back catalogue, you'll have it ready by November?" Your entire back catalogue. Yeah. And I'm saying, let's say honestly, how long did it take you to finish your back catalogue? Now, me personally, I've got Steam account and I've got so I'm like, it's gonna take me months.
It's gonna take me a while to finish all my back catalogue.
Right. So you telling me, I reckon end of March, end of the first quarter. I reckon there's gonna be stuff back in stock.
Yep.
I reckon it's going to be calm. You can just grab yourself a drink on the way through. You don't have to, there's no queue. I reckon we'll get to a point where it's comfortable.
Yeah, no, there will be inevitably, I think. I feel because I feel as though obviously this is partly Sony's fault in that they didn't release any pricing information until now up to the wire,
and then messed up the pre-orders. Yeah, that's worse.
And we're very much approaching the time of Christmas now. Like we're in the Christmas part of the year.
Yeah,
where we obviously start thinking about it. We start and people are taking advantage of that because I don't know.
It feels
it's
wrong.
Just raw. It's just I don't respect it.
So I'm interested to see. Other news moving forward quickly.
Okay, yeah.
This is a big old news episode. Nintendo Switch. They had their Nintendo Direct. Pretty loose. There was some, it was all right. They dropped a new Monster Hunter Rise, which is the next in the series.
That does look good, yeah.
Which looked good. They dropped their RPG version, which is called Monster Hunter Stories 2, which looked all right. That feels very RPG anime JRPG vibe.
Yeah.
Which are great. And then Rune Factory 5, which is kind of like a RPG meets Harvest Moon meets Stardew Valley kind of vibe. I've not played any of the other ones.
I do like the style of that actually. That does look cool. Quite nice.
And I'm just trying to think if there was anything else that I showed you that was like
none that
Ori and the Will and the Wisp is coming to Switch.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And the limited edition on im8bit.com.
Yeah.
Looks amazing.
I mean, do you know what? The Switch,
it's not there for you yet.
I do want to get one. I do want to go back to Nintendo because I was brought up on Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo was kind of like my first love, right?
Yeah,
and they used to be that that games house that had all the strong IPs, all the strong back in day.
Yeah.
Gaming developers, Konami, Capcom, and a lot of other developers in between. But now that's very much Sony and Xbox. Well, Sony really. I would love to see Nintendo return back to that, because if they did, I'd be all over it.
Yeah,
I'd be all over it. And I know the Switch is very, very capable, and it looks like I'll be honest, it looks like a sexy machine, right?
The Switch looks great, and there are good games for it. Like I still want to play Breath of the Wild, and and I want to play Monster Hunter Rise, which looks good. And there are a bunch of other games I'd love to play on it. But yeah, I've just never gotten around to it because it never was something where I was like, oh my God, if I don't play this, I'm going to be missing out.
Yeah, I mean,
I never felt that way.
Yeah, because I had because I've got the old school Wii. I've got like the first wave Wii, right? And, I loved that when it came out. And I was on it a lot.
Huge.
It was huge. But then I realized that I didn't have many games for it. And the reason for that was there wasn't that many games for it that enticed me to go and want to buy them. I just didn't feel like I wanted to play them, which is a shame because the Switch was quite an innovative console, and Nintendo are really good at that. They're really good at innovating or reinvent. I can't even say the word.
They're just remaking new hardware.
Remaking new hardware and re-innovating gameplay. Yeah, they're really good at that. So it's a shame that I've got my Wii there, but I can't really play that. And I feel as though if I got a Switch, it would be the same thing.
Yeah, I think being someone that has, a PC player and a PlayStation player, I feel like there's not a huge amount of room for Nintendo in my world right now. And like I said, it's not there's absolutely nothing negative I have to say about them. And there are games I would love to play, but it just never really came very high on my list.
They should remake Double Dash. Just throwing it out there. Mario Kart Double Dash.
No, they've got Mario Kart. Why would they do that?
Because Double Dash was the best one.
Oh yeah, this is a weird thing that you like Double Dash more, isn't it? Yeah.
After the original, it was Double Dash.
Weirdness.
I'll keep that.
I mean, that's the thing as well. I never got into Super Smash either. I never got into like Smash Brothers.
Neither did I. I mean, I tried the very first one when it came out a day ago. It was fun, but again, it was not something that I felt that I could stick to. But to its respect, it's got a huge roster. I mean, this thing is played at Evo, so power to it.
It's such a big game. Yeah, but it's just something that I've never been getting into. I've been on my recently I've just been on my Avengers thing.
Yeah, you have, haven't you?
I showed you some of it.
Yeah, I've dipped in for a little bit of
that was a Nintendo Switch thing, by the way.
Oh yeah,
that was the Direct. It was fine. The Avengers. So obviously this is my kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's like when you have like this is the only analogy I've got. When you've got like a gammy tooth, right?
Right. Okay, let's go along with this.
Yeah, go with me.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it feels a bit weird, but you can't help but like continually tongue it.
Right. Yeah.
And you're like, oh, but it's weird, but it feels kind of good, but it's horrible. I should probably get it looked at.
Oh god.
That's what the Avengers is to me.
Is that what it feels like?
It's
playing
like,
the Avengers.
I'm playing it and I'm like, I don't know why. Something's not clicking, but I'm kind of enjoying myself.
Oh gosh.
And like, I like playing as Widow and Iron Man. And
Iron Man's your guy in this one,
Iron
isn't
Man's
it?
my guy, which is funny because he's so not in anything
Normally,
else.
Yeah.
But to play him, I've really enjoyed it, and it's funny because I've been reading the Reddits and stuff. And everyone's like, "Iron Man's rubbish, man. He's so hard to fly," and I'm like, "No, he's not." And they're like, someone actually posted, they were like, he shouldn't be allowed to fly indoors. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, what? Really?
They were like, oh, it's so hard to fly in corridors and stuff. He shouldn't be allowed to. I'm like, shouldn't be allowed to.
Oh, come on, guys.
Anyway, yeah. So it's just recently, it's like, they've just dropped a new patch, which has fixed like a bunch of issues, like silly things that should have been fixed on launch. But I find myself, most days getting in there, doing my dailies, getting involved, and
tell us, man. Tell us.
I don't know. It's weird. It's that weird broken tooth in your mouth, bro.
Just say it. Just say it.
I'm enjoying it.
Enjoying it.
I would never drop any money on it. Like, I'm never gonna buy anything in it. I'm gonna do the old-fashioned grind wave.
Yeah.
But
because this thing was £60. Sorry to cut you off.
£60.
It was £60 on drop, wasn't it?
£60.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, it does have the potential to grow in a good way.
Yeah.
And especially with things like Spider-Man coming out and Hawkeye, and I'm sure Captain Marvel will come into it, and seeing the new flying characters and seeing all that kind of stuff. Like, because I was playing Video earlier, I was bitching because I couldn't fly, and like it was this thing of,
honestly,
I know, right? But what was interesting is, like, I think if they just tweak it a little bit more, and it feels like they're going in that direction, it will be a fun game. And I think like a la Destiny, where like Destiny and Destiny 2 had horrible launches. Yeah. But by the end of it, they were seen as like the staple of live service gaming, and like everybody loved it. Yeah. I just feel like if they can get it right and have the hook fast enough, then maybe people will stick around. But I'm worried because by the time they figure it out, it might be too late.
Yeah.
Like the matchmaking is kind of working better now. Right. But we're 3 weeks into release, and for the first 2 weeks there was no matchmaking, and it's supposed to be a 4-player multiplayer online game. But playing with characters is a lot of fun. Yeah. It's been an experience, but
I mean, whenever I see you play it, it does look like there's a lot of mayhem.
There's a lot of noise
and mess.
There's a
lot of smashing up going on. I'm like, it does look kind of alright.
But
what's going on?
Yeah. I'm hoping that we do, because when they start implementing new levels and like better quests and better missions, I feel like it'll be really in a really good path, because right now it's like occupy these spaces, blow those 4 things up, kill that guy. I think once they start, hopefully they'll get someone in that can like make decent missions and make things more interesting. I want this to succeed. Yeah, but I will never not acknowledge the seedy goings on with the overpriced cosmetics.
Yeah, I mean, it's like what we were touching on before.
All the stuff we've already said before. Yeah. And obviously with the skins for like Black Widow are really poor. Yeah. They're really bland. I'm not looking at any of the skins going, I'm gonna grind my ass off to get to that, or I'm gonna pay money to get to that. Like, there's nothing, and they're all like, especially for Iron Man, they're all just colors. Yeah. They're just reskins of colors, and
the upgrades are just stats, aren't they? Mostly, and you don't really get like a visual representation of those upgrades, which is quite a shame. Any good. Yeah.
Like, even for Nat, it was just like, one was like her suit. She's in like a regular everyday casual outfit, jeans and a top, and then it was like jeans top and a cap. And it's like, what, and a baseball cap, and you're like, why would I, a trench coat or whatever? It's just none of this. Yeah, it's not creative. There's no like snowsuit right now. I mean, like I said, I haven't like died. If there is, then I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen anything, especially with the Widow film. Yeah, like right on the horizon.
Yeah, it is.
I know they want to distance themselves from that, but that doesn't stop them doing that, and they've already taken big things from the MCU anyway, so
of course, yeah,
pick and choose, man. Like, I don't see the problem with picking and choosing what you see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been my guilty little.
I mean, I feel
secret.
I feel as though the way this game will go, from what we've spoken about to do with it, and from me seeing you play it and stuff, I feel as though it will go the way of Warframe, in that.
Well, yeah, that was a very good game. That was a very good game,
and it's a better game now. I mean, you had your base version like from years ago, and then they've just kept adding to it and adding like different worlds and different missions and different characters, like whole other races of characters,
and open world elements. And yeah, they've really gone for it. Yes. Warframe's a really good template that they should use, as well as Destiny, because they wholesale ripped off the UI and the upgrade system from Destiny. So.
Yeah. So I mean, if that's their plan, it could be their plan.
I hope so. I mean, I hope it gets the legs for the developers, because I don't think the developers are the ones that are like, overcharging for skins and stuff. I hope the developers get a chance to stretch their creative muscles and have a crack at it. So yeah, that's my guilty little pleasure right now. I'm enjoying it. Like, I'm having a good time.
So wait, hold on a minute. What happened to Death Stranding, bro?
Man, it's just on the shelf right now. It's just taking a little moment.
What are you doing?
I put some big boy hours into that game.
You did.
Yeah, that's one of those games where it's like, I need to step away for a bit, just like you did.
No, that's fair. That's completely fair. I think we stepped away round about the same point as well. Yeah, because you're not that far
in front of
me. So
yeah. I mean, it's a lot of things where people say it's the perfect game to play for 50 hours and then step away for months and then come back and carry on. I've heard people say that before, because it's not like there's a huge amount going on. To be honest.
Yeah.
The story isn't.
People listening to this are going to be like, no, man, you don't get it.
All right, look. I don't dislike this game. I think it's a good game. I think it is fun to play. I think it looks amazing, and I think the characters are super interesting, and I love that world.
Yeah.
But Parcel Force, the game, is something I feel like you could step away from for a little while.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think it's not one of those games that like you're latched in. I mean, if you are, that's great. I played it. I have a really good time, but I'm okay stepping away for a little while and coming back. So
okay, I hear
But like I said, I don't hate this game. I enjoy it. Like, it's fun to play. But other things came out that I wanted to try. And then I'm trying that Spellbreak game recently. That new battle royale game.
Oh yeah, and how's that?
They're doing that thing.
Uh-oh.
They're doing that thing, which got me on. Because look, I did it for research purposes.
It's okay, man. Breathe.
Just don't judge me, man. Just don't look at me like that. For research purposes, I played Fortnite.
Okay.
I do not like the Fortnite. I don't enjoy that game. I understand why people do. I understand why people play it. It's just not for me. It's not my cup of tea.
Fair enough.
And I found that when you played the first game, my first game, I won. And I'm like, right, people have been playing this game forever, and I'm winning matches. Like, well, it can't be that bad. Maybe it's just like new people playing the game, but you win it. The next game, so I was winning like 3 or 4 at a time. I'm like, this is bull. So I Googled it, and they go, oh yeah, new players get put in bot matches for the first so long.
Right.
And they were doing this in Spellbreak, and the whole point is like new players come in, they play bot matches, they win, and then they're like, I'm alright at this, like I'm actually quite good. Like, let me just. And then they keep going, get gassed.
Yeah.
Think they're hot stuff.
Yeah.
And then they go, and then the player's like, all right, you ready for the big games now, yeah? Put you in, and you're getting bottomed out inside of 10 seconds. So this the thing I don't like as well, is like with Spellbreak. And I kind of understand the logic of putting you in a game that you're guaranteed to win because you're playing against brain dead AI. But at the same time, it does put you in a false sense of security.
Yeah.
Because then when I went up against, I did win. I won against, they put me in, and there was only one other character, I think, that was in there, and I beat them, and that was fine.
Yeah.
Because there's no guns in this game. It's all magic and flying and gauntlets and da-da-da. And it's really cool, and I love the aesthetic, and I hope it does well. But I just don't like that idea of them going, no, you're great. You did really well. It was a really good match, man. Well done. Like, well, you play another one? I'm like, oh, yeah, I will play another one. And then they go, oh, you see, you won that one too. Oh, that's great. And then as soon as you get to the point where you're good enough and they put you in the land and you get bottomed out, they're like, oh, that's the game, man. Like, sorry, see you later.
That's how it is, isn't it?
And then see next man go, oh, welcome to the game, man. You're really good. And it just feels like there's someone there gassing you up.
Just someone baiting you.
Until you've put in 20 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, I'm trying it out. I'm trying to persuade DJ and Trick to get involved, just to kind of do squads.
Yeah.
but their love for Apex is real. So,
I mean, all of you guys, man, like you are just hard on the Apex.
Yeah, I haven't played it for a while actually. I've been kind of on the Avengers thing, and it's hard because you go back and you're like, oh my god, how does this work? So yeah, that's been kind of what I've been playing recently.
Okay.
So what are we talking about? We got.
Oh, have we done it again? Have we gone
49 minutes?
Wow. Right, well, let me just do a quick thing real quick.
Okay,
right?
so DLC?
Yeah, this is a quick DLC based on the awesome female characters episode. And
we're going to have to come up with a segment for this. Like,
yeah, I think we will do.
DLC. Conversation DLC.
But I'm going to make it short and sweet. A certain Mr. AB, Mr. Ants, yeah. I ain't going to say the full name. You know who you are.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, hit us up in the comments and said, hey, yo, what about the bride from Kill Bill, though?
I said I didn't say the bride in the chat and in the thing though, but I did bring up the bride.
I thought you did. I had to think about that for a second. I was like,
but I didn't bring it up in the podcast. But when we were doing research, I did bring up the bride.
That was it. Yeah. So okay, this is officially in the podcast. Beatrix Kiddo, aka the bride. Yeah. From Kill Bill, and she's a couple of more from me.
Okay.
Well. Jackie Brown is a strong one.
Jackie Brown's amazing. Yeah.
These are all film and TV, unfortunately. Michonne, she's technically a game.
She's a Telltale game.
She's a Telltale game.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
So we can have that.
That counts.
And a certain Mary Agnes McNew, and everybody listening right now is going to be like, who? She is one of the main protagonists in a show called Godless, which you've heard me speak about.
You've been telling me about this. Yeah, you told me about it.
This Western series with Jeff Daniels. Jeff Daniels is the main antagonist, and it's a great show.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, it's a really, really good show. But yeah, no, that was it. Just wanted to quickly throw those in for the DLC.
I don't think I think off the top of my head. I was like, let's see if I can throw anything into the mix I've been watching recently.
We got.
I'm just thinking of things. Do you know what? Honestly, Letty from Lovecraft Country.
Yeah,
she's amazing.
Yeah, straight up there.
Because there was a moment in that where she acted the life out of it.
Yeah,
was when Tick switches.
Yeah,
beats up his dad. Goes into the
spoilers.
Well, not really spoilers.
Yeah.
Goes into the basement.
Yeah.
And is like ripping photos off the wall, getting really, really worked up, and he switches on her.
He steps to her.
And he starts crossing the room to step to her. And you see her terrified. Because this guy's massive. He's wedged. He's from the army. He's
carved out of granite.
He's power, right? Yeah. Walking up to her with intent.
Yeah.
And you can see she's terrified, but she does not move.
She doesn't flinch.
And she holds her mouth when she's really like...
just completely resolute.
Yeah, but you could see she was terrified. And she's strong enough to fight. And she's not only is she fighting the fear and the will to back out and get out of his way. Girl's holding a baseball bat.
She's on the baseball bat.
She's brilliant. Letty from Lovecraft Country is one of the best characters to watch in that show.
Yeah.
Other than Tick, because he's great.
He's great too. Yeah.
But I really wanted to add her in because I feel like she's just great fun to watch and she's power. And that scene cemented it for me. Because she's just
it just proves she can. She's not afraid. She can hold her own. She can, she can stand firm.
When she goes up against those racists with the car horns. And
stuff. Exactly.
If you haven't watched this show, Lovecraft Country, I highly recommend it.
Damn, that's the second time we've mentioned it in the podcast.
It's one of the top things to watch right now. I mean, they're the two things I'm kind of watching is The Boys and Lovecraft Country. I've just finished Cobra Kai, so. But that for me, Letty's a big one. I can't think of. That's kind of just completely
understandably so. I mean, the only other one I've got is I can't remember if we mentioned her before, but it'll be Sadie Adler.
Yeah,
Sadie Adler from Red Dead 2. I think they have missed a trick not doing a DLC for that game that is centered around her. That's a massive trick they've missed. I don't know how they're not doing that.
True.
You
know
what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Because she's got miles.
I thought they were going to do that.
So did I.
They were going to do that.
She's got miles and miles of depth, and she is tough as boots.
Her arc in that game was great.
It's awesome.
Yeah, really well done. Her arc was really well done in that. I actually really liked Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow.
Yeah. You got to give it to Natasha.
You got to give it to her. And even in the MCU, where they had a bit of the fans weren't impressed. They had a bit of a wobble in Ultron, with the whole Bruce thing.
Yeah.
I actually thought she was great. I actually thought her character was good. I didn't feel like they took the piss a little bit in Ultron.
Yeah.
But I could see what they were doing. Where they were going, and this is obviously like them saying she didn't need love interest. They didn't need that to happen. It would have been nice if they alluded to that, but then just stepped away from it. They didn't need to put it in there. But there's just pages and reams of theories, and even Joss Whedon himself saying, I didn't want it to end that way, but he was kind of shoehorned. He was forced to make it about them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she needs a little nod.
She deserves all the respect, I think, in the MCU, as like an awesome female character.
Yeah. She's the only one in there at that point in Avengers 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously down the line we had Captain Marvel, and to be fair, you had Maria Hill, but she's more of a bit sort of part really. But
General Okoye.
How do we forget about General Okoye?
That's right. I said that right?
I believe so. Yeah, General Okoye, and also his sister, Black Panther's sister. What?
Shuri.
Yeah.
General Okoye. That's it. So she was my favorite because she was fierce.
She was hard.
Power.
She was hard. Do you remember that scene in maybe it was.
Was Okoye? She was going out with the farmer, wasn't she? She was in a relationship.
Yes, she
with
was.
The farmer.
Yeah.
And then they were on opposite sides of the war.
Yeah.
Oh man,
there's that scene.
That was cool.
There's that scene where her and Black Panther.
It's Michonne twice, you know.
What's that?
It's Michonne twice.
That is Michonne twice, technically.
She's got 2 of the characters.
Wow.
Serious.
Actually, I was just about to mention a scene there, but Okoye actually wasn't in that scene, so
okay.
I'm going to skip that. But there was a scene whereby Black Panther, and he had a couple of guards with him, and he was walking towards a car, and Natasha was there, and
move or be moved,
and he's like, as fun as that might be to watch. I was like, yeah,
move or be moved, and the fact Natasha's like, what? I'd like,
but
to see
that would have been a fight, though.
That would have been an epic fight.
Oh my
Having
God.
General Okoye take on Black Widow would have been an epic fight, because in the event the 2 of them end up fighting the other one, right? I can't remember. I can never remember Thanos's people.
No, that's blanked. No, I can't remember.
But yeah, so it's that, and then obviously Scarlet Witch gets involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was that. I think they're the ones I've noticed the most at the moment. Is Letty, General Okoye, and Widow. Just because, but for me right now, Letty's like top.
Yeah.
She's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
And like she's just so well acted, because because she played Canary in Black Canary in.
Did she play Black Canary?
Harley Quinn and the Emancipation of Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey.
Wow, I didn't even click. I didn't even know.
Yeah, and she was good in that.
Oh wow, had no recollection of her. Well, yeah, extra kudos.
Do you know what I mean? So, sure. Props
all the way props.
And obviously I think it's just going to turn into an ongoing thing. It's like, oh, by the way, I thought of another one. Or like, so if we get hit up with any more suggestions, obviously we'll throw it in.
Yeah, we'll try and throw it in a DLC somewhere.
We'll have a list.
Yeah,
and we'll just add it to another DLC, which will probably be a new segment. Okay.
All right.
Battle shots.
Oh wow, you got one, yeah?
Nice and quick. Okay. I'm going to say General Okoye.
Wow, you're coming in with the heavy hitters.
Let's do this. Okay, let's say this.
All right.
So the fight that we never got to see, let's see it now. General Okoye and Black Widow. Natasha Romanoff, Russian, against General Okoye. Wakandan, from the African continent.
You've put me in a really...
That's a good one.
Oh, mate.
Hey, if you're listening to this, blow up Biz's phone and tell him why he's wrong in whatever he says.
Mate, you've put me in such a bind.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a really good one. That's probably our best one yet.
Yeah.
Right, who's winning this Who is winning this battle shot?
This is a power. This is just power.
What are they drinking?
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Because if all right. So if we say vodka,
yeah,
right, that's a Russian drink.
Yeah, so that's her home turf.
That's water. That's not fair.
Yeah.
So we could just say whiskey. We could say rum.
Yeah,
I say whiskey. Let's say whiskey.
Scotch.
Sure.
Fine. Highlands. Yeah.
Get on with it. Stop stalling.
Right, Scotch.
Ooh, he's struggling.
Okoye.
Ooh, straight faced. Why?
I think Okoye could handle that. I think she is just. Now, don't get me wrong. Black Widow, she's obviously tough and she's rough and ready. But I think there is something about General Okoye that is so resolute and so. It's the second time I've used that word. And just so strong. And so rough and ready at the same time that she could just handle that. I think she could back 5 of them, one go, straight face, no flinching.
You think so?
I think so.
But then you've got Romanov though, man. Like she's.
Yeah, no, and I respect that, but you said something which made me think, because if it's vodka, it's nothing to her, innit?
Yeah.
It's nothing to her.
Yeah, but this is that. I mean, it's more about alcoholic intake, right? So let's say I reckon the only reason I would agree with you, is because Okoye is so mind over matter.
That's it. That's a better way of putting it. Yeah.
The only way I'm leaving this table, is in an ambulance.
That's a better way of putting it.
So it's like this thing of she's so resolute. I'm saying it now. Yeah. She's so
word of the day, kids.
Focused.
Yeah.
That she would be like, I don't care what happens. I can't remember. There's no moment where we've seen her drink in the movie.
No, there isn't.
The movie. So there's nothing to say that she. I suppose that's the same. Oh no, we see her drink at one point in Ultron.
Yeah. When they're at the party.
Yeah. So yeah, all right, General Okoye. All right,
General Okoye. So what? Wow, are we in agreement? Wow. Oh wow! Now he's thinking. Oh wow!
That's tough.
From the ball back. Man, this was your idea, yeah?
I would love to see that scene.
I know, right?
I would love to see that scene in the movie.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Just a direct 2 of them going, yeah.
I'm saying Okoye, mate. I'm backing Okoye all the way. Hit us up in the comments, folks. Yeah. We might have to give
I might have to agree with you on this one.
Oh.
I might have to. As much as I'm trying to see the movie in my head, that scene in my head.
You can just see how, I mean, they're both focused, but there is something a little bit extra about General Okoye that is just...
I just think in that scene, in the way my brain's playing it out, I don't see Widow passing out. So I'm going to have to go with my gut and say I think Widow would take it. I think I'm going to go with Widow. I think I'm going to say that she's, from her background, the way she was raised, failure is not an option, Not to say okay isn't like that, but I think that she's from a place of such tough darkness, and I think she's almost as focused, if not more focused, and coming from a place, because I think Okoye comes from like protecting royalty. Yeah. Right? So it's all about being very diligent, being very focused, being very noble, being very loyal. Yeah. Not a lot of time to drink.
Right, fine.
Whereas Widow comes from the Red Room. I think she's been undercover. She's been with some scary dudes like Russian mobsters and She's had to learn to drink. She's had to come from a place of like deep, like she can't be messing about. And she's a little bit more from a place of the seedy underbelly of the world. And I think that gives her the edge. And so I'm going to say Natasha Romanoff.
Okay, fair play.
I think she's going to take it.
Okay.
Let's see what you guys think, man. Tell us.
We are at opposite ends on this. And I like that. I like that you've kind of applied the Princess Zelda psychology to Natasha Romanoff. Yeah. She's just seen too many dark things.
She's just too much trauma. But she's just come from a place of such, like, she's been undercover. She's seen the seedy underbelly of the world. We even see some of that when she's being interrogated by I think it's the Russians. I just think that she could drink it, and I think she could take it more. Whereas I think Okoye, I don't think there's a lot of time when she would be out drinking, especially to a point of like alcohol poisoning levels of drinking. So I'm gonna say Widow. Okay, I'm gonna apply my own weird logic.
Okay, you do that.
So to those that are listening, please let us know what you think. Do you think Okoye would win in a drink off against Widow? Please let us know. I'd be fascinated to know where this, because this was a real one. This was proper.
This was like, oh, we're gonna catch heat for this either side.
Yeah. I think there's gonna be stuff here. So yeah, let us know. That was really cool. As always, guys, thank you so much for coming down and listening to us. We really appreciate it. Obviously with everything that's going on in the world. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, just want to give a shout out to her as well.
Oh yes,
because she passed recently.
Rest in peace.
She was an incredible person, and we really just wanted to make sure that we acknowledge that. And we hope that her good work and goodwill carries on.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, thanks for hanging out. Please keep in touch.
Always.
Hit us up. You can find us on Instagram, Tones and the Biz,
and YouTube, Tones and the Biz.
As always,
yeah, just hit us up in those comments, and remember to always keep it civil, ladies and gentlemen.
You know how it is. Appreciate it. Thanks so much for coming by. Take it easy.
Take it easy, guys. See you later.